Hey guys, Tangatan here with a new episode of Megaquerium. So, some of you might have noticed that there's been an update that came out, or DLC rather. I completely missed it. But no, it's really good. So I thought I'd do a quick update on it and show you some of the new things that have come out in it. Those of you who have been following me for a while will know that this little game is my little chill out game. You know when you've had one of those really bad days at work and you just want to come home, put something on that's not going to tax you too much? Megaquarium has been that game for me for a while now. So, the Freshwater update, as this new DLC is called, is freshwater fish, basically. It's something that's not been in the game, ever. So, I thought we'd have a quick look at some of the new things that have come out. So, I've just set up a mini aquarium because I want to get this part of it going first. Okay, so, there's a few new tanks, so put them out, hang on. So, this is all the old stuff. So here we go, and we'll actually probably end up using some of these. Zoom in a bit. Okay, so you got the small beach tank, which is quite nice. So it's got a little bit of dry land up here, and it goes down. What else we've got? You got the slightly bigger version of it, which, ooh, that's quite nice. Sorry, I've not seen some of these. Some of these are new to me as well, and that's because I've just finished the campaign, and I thought, oh, hang on a second, maybe you guys might be interested in this. And here's, wow, this can get big. Okay, so small, medium, large. There you go. So that's the new tanks. And some of you might have guessed, well, if they got land, there must be land animals. You're right. There definitely are land animals now. But we'll come to them in a minute. Then you've got these jetty tanks, or the balcony tanks as I like to call, as I remember them as. So I'm not going to make these bigger, but they do all get, quite a bit bigger. But we'll just show the basics. So you got the standard one, then you got the deep water one. They both look very similar. But I'm not sure how you get up there actually. Would you have to do something like this? Maybe. Ooh, okay, that's interesting. I'm not sure how that'd be fun to play with. You got this one. I use this one, in fact, a lot. I'm going to put this on this side. Okay, so I used this tank a lot in the campaign. As soon as I unlocked it, it was practically the only tank I used. And then there's this one. I wonder, is this supposed to have a little thing there? Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, they're the new tanks. They look pretty cool. Okay, so next. Well, actually, I'll leave these, see if we can make use of them, put animals in them. Right, then we've got this little toggle up here. So, salt water and fresh water. Now, naturally, as you've gathered, you can't mix fresh water and salt water together because you'd kill the fish in the game as in real life. So you got a little tag to make it. Now some of this applies for both. So the large filters, they're going to filter water regardless. But the protein skimmers no longer work on freshwater tanks, so you don't get them. All of this is all the same. But what we've now got in the game is a large mega heater, which is to sort of help us out because we used to get where's it gone? Oh, have they removed it? Oh, I don't know, There was the big one. The super... Oh, there it is. And then we'd have to use a few of these and all sorts. But yeah, we've got different things anyway. So there's that. Oh, was it the large combi? I can't remember. Anyway, that's it. Then we've got these here, the RO machines, or reverse osmosis machines. Now, we'll come to them in a bit, but it's all to do with pH. Pumps are all the same, and auto feeds are the same. So we'll talk about the RO machines in a while. Actually, you know what? I think we're going to come on. We'll talk about them now. So we're going to set up a new tank. So let's just get a standard deep water one. Okay, we'll make it as big as we can. Okay, we'll put 2 down just in case. And naturally, we'll need pumps and things. So, in fact, we might get away without pump. We might just get 2 of them backed onto it like that. Then we'll need a couple of filters. Where are they? There they are. 1. Come on. Down you go. 2. You got that one. We'll stick a pump up to mix the water. We'll stick one of them down. I know this is overkill. You wouldn't normally do this in the game, but this just for demonstration purposes, we're going to do it. And a little pump to connect to both of these to mix them up. Okay, so by default, when you build a tank, you get this sandy base, and that's for the salt water. as soon as you add any of the fresh water, you get this leafy, muddy texture, which I think is a nice quick way of checking the differences out. But the reason why acid is important now, so you see there's some new symbols with the fish. So on the salt, actually, yeah, I don't think they've added them to the freshwater, but to salt water, there's lots of new things you need to consider. So first one here you should all recognise. Now here, the shoaling requirement is slightly different. So for this one, okay, you can have 1 or a 2, 4 or more. So you can't have 3, for example. So you can have 1 on its own, 2 together, or 4 or more. With this one, it's the same, but it's 6 or more. This one's 2 plus. So you get the idea. And this one has to be in equal pairs by the looks of it. 2, 4 plus. Yep. Okay. So that's the shoaling requirements. Now this is the acid level. So this one has to stay in neutral water, and then the red in acidic water. Okay. And the freshwater symbol here. And now you got breeding. So we can actually, these fish here can actually breed. So most of the freshwater ones can, not all of them, but quite a few of them can. Okay, which is cool. And you have to meet very specific requirements. That's why I got that first tank here. You can just sit here, up and running, because I want to actually get that them breeding. They're missing something. What are they missing? They've not been fed. Of course they've not been fed. They've got no staff. Feeding. We don't need a gift shop. Feeding, fixing. We'll just hire loads to make sure that it all kind of just... We've got enough in here. Feeding, right. They should now get fed. Okay. Okay, we almost messed that up already, didn't we? Right. So we've done the acid breeding. Now you got this one here, hybridization. That means if you get 2 of these, you can get random colours. That's part of the reason why I put the guppies in here, because they've got breeding and they've got hybridization. But they've also got this one here, the nibbler trait. Okay. Now, essentially, you put 2 fish with the nibbler trait together, they'll eat each other. It is the simplest way I've been able to work out how that mechanic works. Oh, that's new. That one there must be kept in multiples of 2. You know, if you hover over them, it tells you everything. And then the requirements. Okay, so you got plants. There's some new foods as well. But also, you got this one here. Okay, so the bogwood trait. You got different type of plant here. So there's lots of new plants. So we'll come back to the fish and we'll get another couple of tanks up and running. Okay, so in terms of plants, all different plants. None of the plants cross over with the saltwater plants. Okay, that's something just to keep in mind. I think most of the rocks do. The rocks do, but there are a few new ones. So we've got these flat rocks. Okay, and we've got the large one there, and now we've got bogwood. So bogwood is a passive way of adding acid to the tank. So we're talking about acid. So we're going to go over to these tanks here. These are going to be our acid tanks here. Okay. So in fact, let's throw a couple of acid-loving fish in. So we will go for... What should we go for? Let's stick with something I know reasonably well. So let's go with this one. So this one needs... will grow to size 4. It can be left on its own. Will hybridize. Needs bogwood. Right. Okay. Oh. There's another symbol. This one here. So... how much space it needs, basically. Okay, and there is one more. In fact, can I see the other symbol? It looks... there it is. This one here. Okay, that means you've got to have that much clear space in the tank. Otherwise, they get very upset. Well, there is. And there is one more, which I can't see. They've got... Oh, that'll eat prey. We'll come across that in a minute. Different type of plants. There is one that's essentially an explorer symbol. There it is, compass. It means that guy needs 7 different things in the tank to be happy. And that can't be 7 of the same plant. It has to be completely individual things. So we're going to go for, where's he gone? There he is. So we're going to put a couple of you in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, now if we click here, we can see he needs plants and bogwood. So some of these guys will need bogwood regardless. So we're just going to put in this one because that has 3 bogwood and 3 plant. Okay, so pop, pop, and pop. Right, now why are you saying you've got no heat? You must have heat. Yeah, that's better. Is the game going? There we go. Right, what else do these guys need? Bogwood. No, they've got bogwood. Fish. Must be kept in acidic water. Right, so there you go. So we can tell now that the water here, because we're feeding 2 tanks, is only 45 of 244. Now there's no way we're going to get that acid level up. Now we could keep adding the bogwood and the plants to try and, you know, up that level. You can see it goes up by 15, a little bit more there, but it's not going to be massive amounts. So for that we use those RO machines. So these ones here, okay. So these, but they require maintenance. While the bogwood doesn't. This does. So we're going to put the biggest one in. Okay, and they have a new maintenance item, which is in the right tab. If I click it, is this one here. These membranes. Okay, so they need to be swapped out every so often. Some of you probably spotted them here, but you got these 2 new signs here, data signs, which can help build your science and your the leafy trait. Okay. And we've got these here. We'll come on to these here. These are boosters almost for your staff. Okay, so that one now should have a nice acidic water. Well over what it needs. So eventually they'll start breeding. Will these ones breed? I think these ones do. Yeah, they do. Okay, so if you click over the little heart symbol, you can see here 17% okay, of the tank is full of these fish. Fantastic. So it's looking for a mate, and then there's 40% chance. So this guy's met all its needs. But if we go to, let's pick a different acidic fish. What's this guy need? We could go for him, or do we go for something different? Okay, we'll go for these guys. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think they need 6. 8 or more. An 8. Right, okay, so they need more plants in this tank naturally. But if we quick pause, it doesn't tell me what type of plant, which is fine. So we can go for anything. But I'm going to go for, if we open one up and click on the breeding, okay, doesn't tell me. So we're going to put in a couple of floaters. Oh, we can't. Too small. Too big. They are big. Let's go for some of these guys. Spongy. And we'll do some there. And we'll do another one there. Okay, cool. So they should now be happy. 10 animals. Right, so they've got a requirement for the number of fish. So 8 or more. But they've also got a breeding requirement. So for these guys to breed, you need to have at least 10. Okay, 2. So you throw 10 in, and hopefully it will update for you. Oh, more plants. There we go. So we'll get another. We'll get some of these floaters in. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. There's floating plants now. So you've got these lilies here. I'm sure you spotted them here. There's them, and then you've got the red ones here. Okay, so there's plenty new things to do. But if we now have a look, there you go, he's looking for a mate, but they also require this fuzzy plant, that's why I put these ones in. Okay, so the plants here come in lots of different varieties. So you've got the floaters, which are these guys, which are denoted by this little symbol. Okay, then you've got the bogwood style plants, well, it's obvious. It's the same bogwood symbol. The fuzzy plants, or fluffy, I call them fuzzy for some reason. There's only these 2 at the moment. Okay, now there's 2 types of breeders in the game. So for this guy, I mean, why are these guys not breeding? What's wrong with them? Oh, they need coverage. Right, okay, my bad. Can we get one of these in? 1, 2. Right, so they've got coverage now. They should stop breathing. So you have 2 types of breeder. 2 or 3. 2, I think. So these guys, if we bring them up, I need food. Just grab some food. So like I said, there's lots of different types of food now in the game. Zoom up. So you have to keep an eye on it a bit more than you have to. So you go there. What else do we need? I've turned all of this off, so I can't. No wonder all the arrows don't come up. And you there. You there. And how are we going to do this one? Okay, so we're going to sell off that. Put you in there. And you in there. Okay, there we go. And that should get them fed. So we just click that to highlight that up. Okay, so these guys in a minute will start breeding if we get lucky. Okay, yeah, so they're all happy now. So we'll come back to that and I'll show you the types of breeders and how the things change with them. Now some require flat surfaces, some will require coverage as we saw, others require these tall grasses like this. So each fish has a different requirement for what type of breeding it requires. Now I've kept these two tanks empty because I want, well, actually, I want, yeah, and you'll see why. Well, how I found it works, at least, anyway. Now, we're going to actually move this back here for a second, because I just want to copy this tank over, okay, to here, and we'll quickly get a pump, which is here, I'll do, and that'll do, right, and you just need some stairs, and quick shift that along there, fantastic, right, okay, oh, okay, don't expect to move you, no, if you go there, you'll lock everything up, there, and that, right, okay, so hopefully they'll stop breeding, speed the game up, might help, okay, and you get little notifications, here we go, look, okay, so, you know, you can, it tracks everything there for you, which is nice. There's this little icon down here, which is really helpful, I found. So let's put that in the middle-ish of the screen. So what this does, tells you what's in which tank. Okay. Oh, look, these guys are already bred. Fantastic. So I'm going to slow the game down because I'm going to come back to this. Any problems you've got? Okay, so breeding, and if you click on the animals, it will tell you. So if you hover over, let's say, this one, okay, it tells you everything's fulfilled. But if we go down to the guppies need to pair up. So if we go here, you can see the guppy's pregnant will give birth. That needs more fulfillment. It's fine, but you can very quickly see what needs to be done. Now, what's wrong with these angelfish? Okay, so let's have a look. What's wrong with them that they're not breeding? Okay, so the angelfish need tall grass. I told you something needs tall grass, so we're going to put a couple of this in. Okay, and if we now go over it. There you go. So there's a 59% chance of them breeding. So these guys are already bred. And now these are scatterers. So what they do is they throw their eggs down and that's it. And then they'll eat them. Or basically. It's the only way I can put it. So you can see if we click on the eggs here, you can see there's a 10% chance that they'll get eaten, 55% chance of survival, and 12 in the group. Okay? So that's what you need to keep an eye on. Now, you can tell here, it gives you a little description, okay? So, here we go. Careful, even the baby's parents will predate on them, okay? So, that's kind of worrying. 10% all these will disappear, okay, per day. So, we're going to actually take these out of these tanks. All right, this is what I find really useful. Take them out, put them in another empty tank. Okay, now they need things, so they need fluffy plants. That's fine. So, we're going to actually try this red one. There you go. Fluffy plants in. Now, what else? Do they need anything else? No. See, this thing has gone down. I'm not going to try and say it. Okay. Survival rate has gone up. Okay. And the 1 of 2 days. So we're going to keep this up here so we can see what happens. Okay. Here. They're saying they're cold. Oh, why? Because the things are broken. Why? Because I've got no maintenance things. Okay. Let's just get a couple of toolkits. There we go. And get them moving forward quickly. In fact, what we'll do is we'll throw in a quick heater just in case. Make sure it actually works. Okay, there you go. That I'm not too worried about, but they will crack on and get on working with that. And we're going to keep an eye on that. I don't think the guppies have done anything yet, no. And these guys, I don't think have either. No, okay. So we're going to look at some of these tanks here. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to actually get rid of these little ones here. Just give us a bit more space. Get rid of that one and that one. We're going to stick with this big one. Just because it's going to be easier to sort of review. Okay, so first of all, stairs. Okay. I'm hoping the guppies breed and get some hybrid characters. Okay, right. They're done. So now we've got Fry in here. Now they have their own requirements. So they need this blue feed. So we're going to put that back here somewhere. Here, we're going to put that there. Okay, now live feed, which is what these tanks are, need to be fed as well. And if they're not fed, the feed then dies and you end up with no feed. Most of them require this pink stuff, from what I gathered. Put that in, that will go into there, that will then go into the tank. Okay, so now if we go here, these guys, as I said, have a different set of requirements. So again, clear, 63% chance, and there's 7 at the moment. It's quite easy. to tell. You know, it's pretty straightforward, and then they'll grow up and you'll get more fish. Okay. Now, to stop them breeding, all you do is you remove one of the requirements. They won't get unhappy if you do that, but it will definitely make the job stop them breeding. So some of these are fantastic. So hopefully they'll deposit their eggs soon. Ish. These guys really are going for it. Anyway, we're going to have a look at this big tank. Oh, yeah, we'll have a look at the staff things, actually, first. Because they're not too difficult to do. So I'm going to put them in the middle here. One. No, not that. 2. 3. And 4. There we go. Right, so each one of these has a different trait. So all to assign them, you pick a member of staff, like this guy here. Okay. You go on to advance, and then any available ones appear down here. So all you do is you simply click on it, and you'll assign that item to that member of staff. So they'll go and pick that up now. So if you hover over it, it tells you what they do. Okay, so the backpack's double feed, stick increase the ability to feed, basically speed, and tool belt. Okay, so if you got repair guys, give them tool belt, for example. Feeders, give them the feed. You know, multi-purpose guys, give them the shoes. Okay, and you actually boost their traits, and it's quite nice that. Okay, so you're going to do that. So let's have a look at some of these land animals. So I think we get the idea of this, but we will put in some of the more challenging ones. So let's go for you, because you're one of the first ones you get in the game. Okay, in fact, let's go for 2 of you. Can we have 2 of you? We can. It doesn't say we can't. Fantastic. Okay, now you know hot water. Now none of these need cold situations, which is nice. Then you got the bigger things here. These don't really require any more of an help, but you require neutral. These guys require acidic. That doesn't help, does it? But we're going to put in. So these guys don't really mind too much what type of water, but we're going to go for. Let's go for the dwarf crocodile. 2, 3. I don't know if 3 is enough or 3 is too little. So these can be breed when. Oh, they can breed when they're fully grown. That's cool. Okay, so they need lights for a start. Let's throw some of them in quickly. Helps if we click on the right option. So they need at least 10 on the light. Perfect. And let's bring up the pack. This guy as well. Oh, I've already got it up. Okay, never mind. So we need plants as well. So some of them. Some of them. You can really make these big tanks look really cool. But we're just throwing things in just to get the numbers up. Okay, and what's this? Oh, that's cannot fully grow. Yeah, I know requirements on it. We need heating. Here. Let's go straight down to heaters. 1, 2. That should be enough. Yep. And we're going to go for a pump. You into that. Thank you. And we're going to quickly throw in some. Where are they? There they are. 1, 2, and just for good measure, 3. Okay. Right. So they should be completely happy now. And they need islands. So there you go. That tells you they need a bit of an island. And let's quickly throw some food down to get rid of some of these warning messages. And this guy, is that what? Yeah, they need herring. Luminous green food, which is this. Oh no, which is this stuff. And last but not least, what is it? Oh, the supplement of some sort. Right button, which is where is the supplement? There it is. There you go. Right, so they'll crack on and feed that, and you can see they swim around nicely. Yeah, look at that. So I do like that. I do like the fact that they've actually taken time to build, and they will walk along here, and you got turtles and all sorts, which I think is fantastic. Half-filled tanks as well, and then you naturally got the dewater tanks if you want the other ones. Now I'm going to leave it here because I want to come back, and hopefully these guppies will have bred by then. Oh, there they are. Look, fry. So if we click on here, pause, it tells you, look, the guppies will eat them. Okay, but so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the guppies in the fry into another tank. So what that does is it just eliminates that. Okay, and it gives you your best chance of sort of gaining them. I'm going to put these big ones in because they look cool. Okay, and they'll be fully happy. Now the thing is, once they're bred, there's a couple of day delay between them breeding and them being able to breed again. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave it here. We'll come back and I'll show you the rest of this. Alright guys, see you in a second. Right, so the guppies are bred, and they've even got more babies over this side. Great, let's move them out of the way. And they're going to go in here. These guppies here, from this tank, we're actually going to sell off. So, just get rid of these because I don't want them to eat them. And you'll see, ooh, okay, I sold some eggs. Some more eggs. Right, okay, never mind. So, the hybridization feature. So, in some of the fish, you get this little DNA thing. Not all, I think there's only 3 or 4 that have them. So, here's 3 of them on this screen. There's not many. But it means every time they breed, you have a chance of getting a different coloured fish. So, we zoom in. So, not this side. Over. We go over. Ooh, wobbly camera. Here is a normal guppy. It is brown and, yeah, it's beige. Now, some of them in the last batch bred, and we've got some different ones. So you got these ones, some green ones over here, and there's lots of different colours. Now, the more colours you have when you breed them, the higher the chance, from my understanding, is that you get more and wonderful colours. But I've not actually been able to experiment with that properly in the game myself. But that's from what I understand. So yeah, so you can get lots of different coloured guppies. Now, do they actually? That's the thing. Chance of 4, and a normal one is a chance. Oh no, same. Okay, that's cool. Okay, so that's that. Now, one thing I completely forgot to show you guys is some of the new items hiding at the back there. So I'll show you quickly. So these are some of the new items that I've come in, and there's little sets. So you have the little pirate set, the Aztec set, little ship set here, a little blue whale statue we can hang up, plane, and a modern art piece. I'm not really sure what. It's very random. That's cool. And then some new paints. Okay, so you got these 4 new paint layouts. But one thing I do like, so we go into the paint menu. Okay, we scroll right down to the bottom. Now you've got this little icon. Okay, so if I click on, let's say, this one, okay, and then I colour things in, there we go. If we go back, if I build anything, that will now be the default, okay, by right clicking on it. If I want this to be the default, just right click on that, okay, and it just makes things easier. It's as simple as, oh, I suppose you want to see what the tanks look like with these new things. Here we go, 3 there, so let's have a quick look. So with the black tank, it's unsurprisingly black. The white one, white, metal one. Metal one looks quite nice, I have to say, in my opinion. And then you've got the rusty barge look. Let's do this one, probably see it better. There you go. So yeah, that's a quick whistle-stop tour of the new DLC update. I've been really enjoying it, I have to say. It's like I said, it's one of those games that you can just sit back, put your feet up, grab a drink, and just play, not be overly stressed about things when things go wrong, because if they do, it's usually you need to do that. And it's just nice, sit back and just enjoy the game, one of those chill out games. So anyway guys, thanks for watching. Any comments, suggestions, leave them in the bit below, and I shall see you guys next time. Take care, ta-ra.